I'm going to go to my mom and pop store and look for a game that I'm really anxious to replay again, and that game is Call of Duty, the Big Red one, which I had for the regular Xbox and loved it. And I just recently finished last night. I played the final of the 3 Modern Warfare games. I've been waiting forever for another. I kept thinking, Treyarch was going to make a World at War Part 2, and it never materialized. And I kept waiting and waiting. I really didn't want to play the Modern Warfare series, Call of Duty 4. I knew it would be good. I had many friends that, had recommended it and raved about it. But for whatever reason, it just didn't appeal to me. And I said, I can always play that down the road. In the meantime, I'll wait. And then Black Ops came out a few years back, and I saw all the Vietnam footage and all that, and I was excited. I said, man, this is going to be great with Vietnam footage. Excuse me, and all that. And it didn't disappoint. I love Black Ops. I played it through a couple times, and then I went back through and even replayed my favorite levels, replayed the whole thing on the hardened level, and loved it. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for another Call of Duty. I've been chomping at the bit, and I just miss playing them. And my wife surprised me, and I think she knew I wanted Ghost, because I told my nephew, and my nephew told my wife, oh yeah, Uncle Dean wants Ghost. Call of Duty Ghost for his PlayStation 4, so she surprised me. We were kind of lean around Christmas time. We didn't have a lot of money for gifts. We bought my daughter and grandbaby gifts, and that was pretty much it. So I wasn't expecting anything. It was a nice surprise. For my birthday, it came right after Christmas, that I finally got Ghost. And I installed it and everything in my hard drive. I'm dying to play it. It looks fantastic. I've seen my friends, gameplay videos of it, impressions videos. I've seen probably 4 or 5 good reviews of it, and I like it. Now again, I'm a big, single-player person. I only play these for the single-player campaign. I could, care less about the multiplayer aside from split screen. So last night I was thinking, I love the experience of the Modern Warfare series. I was really surprised. I like the tie-in with the Ghost character from the second Modern Warfare, which is, which they kind of took that and elaborated on it, and they ended up doing this Call of Duty Ghost, which I think is really cool. So I was only going to play the first Call of Duty 4 just to kind of see what the Modern Warfare series was, and I was going to dive right into Ghost, which I already had installed and was anxious to play. But I got hooked by the story and the characters, and I couldn't wait. And I knew that they all connected story-wise. So it was one of those things I had to play all the way through. And I played all 3 of them back to back. I haven't done that in a long time with a video game. So again, it shows I love the game, I love the series, and it reminded me of the roots of the series. So I was thinking last night, I'm going to do like a little retrospective about the whole history of Call of Duty, which again, I had played back. Now I have the very first one, which is a PC version, and you can get it on Xbox Live Arcade, or you can get it on the PlayStation 3, and I think that's great. But, I have some traffic here. And I love the Call of Duty Classic, but what I didn't know was that they had one called Call of Duty The Finest Hour, which was the first game. Oh, there's a wreck up ahead here. Oh, great. It was the first game for the, on the consoles. So, and I think I've seen it in the background. I remember seeing it when I was looking at my PlayStation 2 games over the summer. So I'm going to see if they have that. I know that they have the Call of Duty Red one because I called last night and had them reserve it. And they didn't have it at my favorite mom and pop store, but they have a chain of like 5 or 6 of these around the greater Sacramento area. And this is the one I used to live next to. This is the first one that I went to. And then later when I moved, I started going to the one in Roseville. So this other one is good too. This one has, in some ways, more games. And it also has a lot of great used strategy guides. Really cheap for just a couple bucks. Oh, great. What's going on over here? Cops. Doing their job, I guess. Probably something that was said that wasn't politically correct, or anyway. So I was anxious to do a little retrospective on it, and honestly, I said, you know what? I really should go down and at least get the one for the PlayStation 2. I love the Big Red one. It was the first Call of Duty game that I had played. I really had no idea what the Call of Duty series was till I played. It's a fairly linear Disneyland ride, and it hasn't changed so much. I think they had health packs, if I remember right on that one. I played on the regular Xbox, and I got it because we had some new neighbors at the time, and it was 2005 or whenever it came out. And they moved in. They were poor. They had a little baby. They didn't have much money, and they wanted their kitchen and den and hallway painted. And I did it for free for them. I had the extra paint. I picked a color that I had in stock, and I did it for him as a gift. Well, the next day he comes over and he brings a 12-pack of Corona over, and he goes, Dean, I saw that you have an Xbox and you had a PlayStation 2, and so I wanted to surprise you with a game. And he went out at the time. It had just come out, like within a week or two, and he got me the brand new. I felt bad because he didn't have the money, honestly, to be buying me something like that, a game. I knew he didn't have much money. But I went ahead and took it because it was pretty cool. I thought it was a nice gift. So I ended up getting the Call of Duty, the big red one, which I thought was awesome. I said, man, this is going to be great. So it was really nice of him. It was a nice surprise. He got it from my Xbox. I loved it, played it instantly. I mean, that night I fired that bad boy up and dove right into it. And ever since then, I was awaiting more Call of Duty games. And I honestly thought that there were going to be more. And I think actually there was. They came out with a Call of Duty. I don't know if 2 was, but I know 3 was out. And I think you can get some of those you can get for the regular Xbox or the Xbox 360 or, you know, the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 3. But I wanted to wait because I had seen a commercial early on for Call of Duty 2. And it showed it on the Xbox 360. And I go, oh my God. I said, this is unbelievable. That game was really the motivation for me to get an Xbox 360. But at the time, like I've mentioned, God, they were like $1,000. They were expensive. And I honestly didn't think that I could swing it. I was going to wait till the price dropped down on the consoles and all that. And once it did, that was one of the first games I bought. You could get it really cheap, too. I think it was less than $20 at the time because it had been out for years, along with, you know, Grand Theft Auto 4, and I got Full Auto, which is another fun one. I got really cheap at the time, and I think Burnout Paradise. So I got a couple of cheap games early on, and Call of Duty 2 was one of the first ones I got. I love the game. It's one of the best games. I love the story, the setting, the locales, everything about it, even the on-rail sections with the tanks and everything and the anti-aircraft guns. I love that kind of stuff. And that's what the big red one had. So anyway, I'm on my way to my mom and pop store right now. I'm going to look for the big red one. They have it there for like $2.99, $3 in mint condition. Now this mom and pop store has every video really cheap. The prices are very affordable on them. Most of them are, you know, especially the PS2 games are under $10. Occasionally you'll get a rare one that they kind of know it's worth something. You pay $15 or even $20 for it. And I never complain because they polish every disc out. There's no scratches. They have the original booklets. The cases are nice. It's not like GameStop where they've been used as coasters or they've been down and ground into someone's floor mats on their cars. So I have a kind of a fetish for having clean discs. And this place is called Dimples, and it doesn't disappoint. So we're almost there now. It's probably 6 miles from the house, something like that. But we're going to be there soon. I can't wait to get this game. So we're almost there now. I'm going to see if they have the finest hour for the PlayStation 2. If they don't, there's a good chance that the other location, which is a few miles away, it's probably 5 miles from here, might have it. If they have it at either location, I'm going to go on a little road trip and get it because I really want this game. And I've never played the first one. I didn't even know. I did a little research last night, and it was, in fact, the finest hour was the first one for the consoles. So I'm really amped about getting it. And I can't wait. Oh, we're almost here now. Now, I've been to this location in quite a while. They got some great selection of games. I may try to take a little bit of footage inside. The manager at the other store knows me and likes me. He'd let me film there, but I don't know if they'll let me film there. If I can, I'll try to sneak some footage. Some people are kind of funny about your filming inside their store, so we'll see. It's a mom and pop store. We're almost there now. Here it is. It's called Dimples. They have new and used CDs, lots of DVDs, Blu-rays. They're just opening now. They just opened like a minute ago. It's my favorite spot. Right next to the sign. Dimples. Strange name. I used to live right down the street from here. This is really close to the Sunrise Mall in Citrus Heights, California. And it's a pretty little area. Lots of trees and rolling hills and big Macy's and a mall, and there's a Target across the street. But this place has some fantastic games and wonderful movies, a huge collection, a lot of used stuff, and again, it's in great shape. So here's my old Dimples. I used to live down the street from here. I haven't been to this one in quite a while. They have a lot of good movies at this location, but I think the games are a little bit better at my Roseville store that I normally go to. But this was the one that had the game that I was looking for, and they reserved it for me. They had a really good collection. Nintendo DS games, as you can see, quite a few. Let's see, what else do we have? And now you're getting into, you know, a lot of PlayStation 3 games, and which I'm starting to collect a few PS3 games, getting into the typical Xbox 360 used games. They have new ones as well. You can buy them, a lot of those new as well. This is the used section, and you're getting into your, you know, PSP games. Let's see what else. Your Xbox, regular Xbox games, which I'm anxious to get back into. There's my little Freedom Fighters, quite a few that I remember. I'm going to get that Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green, and the original Forza, stuff like that. So it's great that you have these. Now you're getting into PlayStation 2 games, quite a few of that I like. I kind of knew what I wanted. I didn't have the money to really go nuts and get a bunch of stuff, so I was just kind of wanted to show a variety of the games that they do have here on the PlayStation 2. A couple of 007 games I see. There's a Manhunt on the Xbox. Tons of PS2 games. Like I said, my other store has actually a better variety of PlayStation games than Xbox games, but this one had the games I was looking for. There's my old SOCOM game. Pretty good selection. They're relatively organized. Most of these, I'd say 85% of them are in great shape. Most of them have the original booklets. The discs are always clean. They polish out every disc. Now here's a Medal of Honor Rising Sun, which is rare. They have some writing on the outside of the clamshell, so I'll pass on that one. But I'm going to actually be getting that Rising Sun game pretty soon to go with my Medal of Honor Frontline, which I have for the PlayStation 2. Nintendo games. It's Nightfire. Some GameCube games. Now, they got a small collection of PlayStation 1 games. Not a huge collection, but a few good ones. Camera's not the greatest, the focus on it, but you can see a few here. This is a Driver game. It's one of my favorites. I'm going to have to pick that one up, and Driver 2 as well. Siphon Filter 2, another favorite, which I just recently got in my new pickups video along with Driver. A bunch of Nintendo games. Oh yeah, there's your original Medal of Honor, which I don't think I've played the very first one. I've played all the PS2 ones except for Rising Sun. There's your Super NES games. They got some wonderful Atari 2600 cartridges too. I'll have to go through here and grab a few. I'll probably get a 2600 at some point if I can find one that still works. A bunch of peripherals and used controllers and memory cards. Now this particular location has strategy guides. I don't think the other location does, and quite often I get killer deals. $3 to $5 in a lot of these guides. Some of them will be more. The rare ones will be upwards of $10. I have a lot of these. There's the old Driver 3 guide. Grand Theft Auto, I've got that book, I've got that guide. Godfather, I should come back and buy this Godfather strategy guide. That was one of my favorite games on the original Xbox, and I've heard you can get it on the Xbox 360. So I'll definitely have to check that out. Manhunt, I've already got that one. I love the guides. It's nice to get them. I'll get a lot of the guides on eBay, actually. I'll just look for them on there. You can get them dirt cheap. I don't care if they're a little dog-eared and, used. It's just something I refer to. They have like brand new games, which they have in these racks here. All your Wii games, and your Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. So it's a nice store. It's pretty good size. A lot of new and used CDs, real records, VHS, tons of DVDs, enormous amounts of DVDs and Blu-rays. So I'm walking out. I got my big red one. It's got a few stickers which I take off, and I have some sticker remover stuff that removes the adhesive left over so they look like new. Perfect condition. It has the booklet, perfect condition disc, everything. Wonderful. So I'm really excited. They're going to hold my finest hour. Let me get my truck open here. They're going to hold the finest hour at my other location about 5 miles away. I'm going to go down and pick that up. This cost me a whopping $3 for mint condition. The disc is like brand new. I mean, just flawless, the disc. So it's a wonderful thing. I love Dimples. They always have quality product, excellent condition, and I'm excited. So now I'm off to the other Dimples. So now I'm almost at the other Dimples in Roseville, about 5 miles or so away. And this is a great place. This is my favorite one. I was able to get a little bit of footage of the other Dimples inside, just real quickly. I don't really know the people in there as well, and so I didn't want to get greedy, but I'm going to make another return trip here and spend more time really going through some of the movies and the games and showing the vast selection that they have of used and new games, movies, and CDs. It's really a fantastic place. I love this place. And like the other place, they'll call up and they'll, ask if they have the title, a computer shows it, and then they simply, here it is, perfect. And they hold it for me. It'll be up at the front counter. I go in and pick it up. It's a beautiful thing. The other one, picked it up, Call of Duty, finest hour, perfect condition, original booklet, excellent shape. Let me get the little disc out here. And this one I got because every time you purchase anything at Dimples here, you get points. I think it's like 1 point for every $1. I don't know how it works, but in no time at all, you get accrued points. And then you can get, depending on the points you have, you get half off. So I got this game for $1.60, and it's in excellent condition. It's not wanting to cooperate. I got it out a minute ago, but anyway, the disc is in excellent shape. Comes with the original booklet, excellent clamshell case. Has the original sticker at the top. I usually peel these off when I get home, but it's a good deal. I love this place, Dimples. It's that simple. So I got both games for around $5 for both of them, so to complete my collection, and they're in mint condition. I'm really surprised. Not even a light scratch on the disc. So I've got my new composite cable set up for my PlayStation 2, and I can't wait to play these. I played the big red one on the Xbox and loved it, but it's going to be really nice to go back and play the finest hour, which I've never played. Again, I don't have a problem going back and playing some of these older games, on the PlayStation 1 and 2. Some people, really get hung up on the graphic quality and fidelity and all that. But it's not an issue for me, so I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm actually near the end of World at War now. I think I'm on the last level, or maybe the second to the last level of that. I've been replaying that again as well on my older profile, and I'm really excited about finishing it, which probably will have it done tonight, I'm hoping. World at War is one that I love to play in co-op. My nephew and I play that for hours, and he'll come over and we'll spend 5 or 6 hours straight playing a split screen co-op in World at War. I haven't tried the co-op on the other one. I don't know if Modern Warfare, if they have co-op or not, I'm not sure. I think they do, but I'll have to play that with him next. Now he's in the Army, and it's hard for he's being transferred. I may not see him for quite some time, which I'm kind of bummed out about because he's my split screen partner. I do some serious Call of Duty multiplayer, and I've played Modern Warfare 1 and 2 with him and split screen and love it, and we really enjoy the maps. Even on the Call of Duty 2 and 3, we'll play the maps on that as well, just kind of pretty much fighting against each other as a German and American, which is a lot of fun. But almost home now. I can't wait to I'm going to film a little segment on how I feel about the Call of Duty series and what it means to me. So I hope you'll enjoy it. I'll be back home in a second, take my jacket off, and start filming. Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. Today I'm proud to bring you what I think is an awesome series. Many of you have played it. Some people love the multiplayer, some people like the campaigns, some people like even the split screen and co-op ability to play it. It's a fantastic game. That's the Call of Duty series. That's what today's little rant's about. I'm going to go through what I like about the series and go through each Call of Duty that's out there, which I have all of except for I think the PSP one, and I think there's also one on the Vita, which I haven't played. But I've played pretty much all of them except for one, and I'm going to go over that right now. Now, I had already mentioned before that I had got the very first one I played was Call of Duty, the big red one, which I have here. And this is an awesome game. I had to play this on the original Xbox and loved it. This is what sold me on the series. But before this came out, they actually had one just for the consoles, for the PlayStation 2 and the regular Xbox, and it was called Call of Duty Finest Hour, which I just picked up this morning. In fact, I picked both of these up. I actually called and reserved this last night. I had a little bit of research last night and discovered that there was another one. Now, I knew they had the PC version, which I also have on the, which I have on Xbox Live Arcade, and you also get on the PlayStation Network, and it's a wonderful port of the PlayStation, of the PC version, which is fantastic. PC version came out in 2003. It was a really popular game. A lot of people loved it on the PC. I love it to death. It has a lot of charm to it. It's one of those older games. It shows you the roots of FPS, shows you the roots of Call of Duty, back when health packs were king. And I still miss the health packs. I still enjoy that. I do like the regenerating health, especially in the harder levels. Gives you a chance to try to build your stamina back up and go back in there for more. But I kind of miss the old health packs. That's what made a lot of those old games, like Wolfenstein. And even Doom, these other games made them really fun, the old corridor shooters. But Finest Hour came out shortly after in 2004. And this is it looks like a really good game. I watched some gameplay of it last night, and I haven't seen any reviews of it yet, but it looks really good. So again, this was for the consoles, PlayStation 2, and the regular Xbox. So I'm excited to play this, because lately I've been going through this Call of Duty craze. And I played through Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3 back to back. In the course of like a week or so, I played through all of them and loved the series. And I'll tell you, frankly, what happened is that I've kind of a dry spell where I hadn't played any Call of Duties in quite a while. I played World at War, I played the original Black Ops. I like Treyarch, so when Black Ops 2 came out, and I loved Trent Reznor did the music for it. It looked really good, but it deviated so far from the original kind of setting and story of the Vietnam era and the old school Black Ops. They had some flashbacks in the first Black Ops, which I really liked, of World War II and all that. It had tie-ins to those characters, but it was just too way out and futuristic. I actually enjoyed the campaign until I got to the first strike mission, which I did like 12 times. I didn't know whether to go down in there, down in the field, as in an FPS capacity, and beat it or not. I got frustrated and got rid of it and gave it to my nephew along with the strategy. I said, "Here, bud, just take it." I can't take it. Really was frustrated with it. It's a shame because it had a lot of potential. A lot of people like it and like the story. I take nothing away from that. I still have the Black Ops 2 poster in my garage. I have the Black Ops 1 poster still. And I gave my Modern Warfare 3 poster to my nephew, which he has in his room, I think. But yeah, so the Call of Duty Finest Hour was a fantastic game. Then there was Call of Duty 2, the big red one, which came out in 2005. Now, the same year this came out, this was my first entry into the series, this really showed me how wonderful the Call of Duty series was. Very linear, but I liked that it had a variety. You could, man these giant anti-aircraft guns. Sometimes you could man tanks and other vehicles and jeeps and things. And I like that aspect of Call of Duty. It was grounded in the realism of World War II. I also love the Medal of Honor series, which I was actually more acclimated with Frontline and European Assault and one of those older ones, which I really enjoy as well. But Call of Duty has its own kind of charm, and with the grenade indicators and all that. At the same time, we had Call of Duty 2 that came out for the for the Xbox 360, which was fantastic. So about the same time. Now, I was still playing on the old regular Xbox. So I saw the TV ads for this, and I was sold on getting an Xbox 360 just off the TV ads alone for this. I said, man, I've got to get an Xbox 360. Like I've said before, they were like $1,000 on eBay. I couldn't afford it. So I just had to enjoy the Call of Duty 2 experience. And this game is fantastic. I love the setting, the story, the locales, everything of Call of Duty 2 on the 360. When I did get my Xbox 360 Elite back in 09, it was kind of late 09. This was one of the first games that I bought. I think this and Grand Theft Auto 4 and Burnout Paradise, what have you. I love this game. This one is probably one of my favorites. Shortly after, it came out with the Call of Duty 3 in 2006, which is a fantastic game as well. I really like this. This has got a lot of hate for whatever reason. I don't know why. Now, I like Treyarch. I like Infinity Ward, and I like Treyarch both. I kind of lean towards the Treyarch games. Maybe it's because they make some of my favorite World War II games, but I really like this. Now, this one I haven't finished yet. I'm about 60-65% of the way through it. And I just stopped. Ended up playing World at War or something else instead that I got shortly after this. I never played it again. But this is a wonderful game. Great graphics. Has more vehicle controls. It has a 6-axis controller configuration. I think with some of the controls, it had some slight motion control, little gimmicks built into it. And I believe you could get this on the regular Xbox as well, although I just wanted to wait. I said, no, on these I'm going to wait until I get my 360, and I'm glad I did. Let's see, next I've got, there was a Roads to Victory that came out on the PSP, and it was back in 2007. Now that one I've never played, never seen. I'm sure that a couple people here perhaps that have, you can leave in the comments if you liked it, if it's something that's worth playing. I've never owned a handheld system like a Vita or a PSP, so I know nothing about it, but I wanted to mention it in the series because I know that some people love it and probably enjoy it. The next big one was Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Now this is the one that I just started to play recently. I had Ghost and was dying to play it. My wife got me this for my birthday, the latter part of December. I was anxious to play it. I said, well, I really should go back and play the original Call of Duty 4, at least play one of the Modern Warfare series and see if I like it. And that way I can kind of compare the Ghost with the current day weapons to the, to the futuristic or modern weapons that's in Modern Warfare. Well, once I started playing this and then I realized the stories were all connected amongst the three, I couldn't wait to play the other ones. Even though I've installed Ghost, I blew through this whole campaign in a couple nights and loved it. This is a wonderful campaign, wonderful characters. It's a little bit morose as far as the story. I mean, the world is a rough place as it is. I don't like to be reminded of how bad it really is. This game doesn't pull any punches. It really shows kind of a grim and dark look of World War III, which is terrifying. Again, I grew up in the 60s to where, we had to go dive. We had these nuclear drills all the time. You had to run and dive under your desk in school. This is back, in 3rd and 4th and 5th grade, what have you. We were always at the worry of the Russians attacking us. I mean, I grew up with that. It's like, well, why build a treehouse? Why plan ahead for the future? Because we're all going to be wiped out by atomic bombs. And a lot of the movies at the time kind of showed that. Everything from Planet of the Apes, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, it kind of showed a horrific future that if mankind doesn't stop, that's what's going to happen. So I was kind of apprehensive about diving into the series based on that. I knew enough about it. I had seen enough reviews. Mark Bussler also had kind of a dark view of it as well, and I loved his reviews of it, but I held off on this. But what happened is that nothing else, there was no more World War II games that were coming, that were forthcoming. and I was jonesing for some Call of Duty. And after Black Ops 2, and then finally with the new Ghost coming, I said, I got to play some of these old ones. Everyone's raved about it. I feel like I'm missing out. So I did. In chronological order, there was actually Call of Duty World at War. So before I get into Modern Warfare 2, which you're going to do, this one came out in 2008. Now, I had done a job in the early part, when was it? It was, God, right after I got my Xbox 360. I only had like 3 or 4 games for it, and I did a job where I painted this entire interior for a couple that worked for Intel. They make they basically make the microchips that go inside all the Xbox 360s. The husband and the wife both worked for Intel in different departments. Had a huge house. They paid me a really handsome sum to go through and repaint the whole house, accent walls, everything. It was a wonderful job. And I mentioned something about the Xbox 360, that how much I love it, and they said, "Oh, good. Well, that makes us feel good because we make the Intel chip that's inside it." And they said, "Can you think of any games that you like?" And I said, "Oh, are you kidding me?" I said, "I'd love to get this new Call of Duty World at War. It's only been out a few months. I'm really excited about playing it." And so they surprised me the next day. They got me Borderlands, the first Borderlands, and they got me brand new Call of Duty World at War. I think their cost of the games was like $10 or $12 each, because you got killer deals as they work for Intel on all Microsoft products. They actually have a Microsoft store that the employees can go in. So I was delighted. I came home and burned through this. I love this game. In fact, I'm replaying it again right now. I'm kind of at the second to the last level. And I went through the Japanese palace. Now I'm back in Russia again, or in Germany with the Russians, fighting the Germans, and this is a wonderful game. This is one of my favorites. When my nephew comes over, we play a tremendous amount of co-op in this. The whole campaign we've gone through in co-op, it's awesome. I love the maps in this. It's a wonderful game in co-op. I don't think it shows all of the cutscenes in the same ways it does in the single player, but it's quite enjoyable in split screen. And I love all of the older World War II ones. I've played every one of them in split screen. So World at War is one of my favorites. Next to Black Ops, it probably is my favorite Call of Duty game. Again, Treyarch did a wonderful job. Treyarch just has a different feel and look to that. I don't know what it is, but I really like their games. For whatever reason, I think I lean more towards the Treyarch games than I do Infinity Ward. But getting back to Modern Warfare 2, let's see, this came out in 2009. And I remember when it came out. This is right after I just got everyone had glowing, reviews of it and loved it. This one was, I think, a step up from Modern Warfare 1 or from Call of Duty 4. A really well-crafted game, wonderful variety with the snowmobiles and being on the boats and on-rail sections. Wonderful locales all over the world. Gorgeous set-piece moments. I really liked it when you were down in Brazil, and they had this lots of tiered gameplay, where it had a good portion of a verticality, within all of these little slums that you kind of work your way through. That was one of the moments that's really stood out in my mind. I love this game. The second one was awesome, and I like the tie-in with a Ghost character that's in Modern Warfare 2, that they probably, I'm guessing that they branched off and took the character and built a whole game around it with this Call of Duty Ghost. So I'm not sure if that's the case, but I really love the characters in this, the setting, getting into the prison, the whole deal was just fantastic. So the next game that came out is Call of Duty Black Ops. Now this game came out in 2010 and was a fantastic game. I really was impressed with this game. This was the first game that I actually pre-ordered and got in a midnight release line, and there was actually a riot that broke out because there were like 130 odd units short, and luckily I got there like 3.5 hours early and waited forever. It was poorly run. The manager was fired from that store, and not long after that store went out of business because of the security problems with that store and the midnight releases. It got out of control too many times. But this game was fantastic. I played this in 2 nights, and then immediately replayed it on the hard level, beat it again, then I went back through and played my favorite levels. This is a fantastic game. I love Black Ops. I still have the poster for this out in the garage. A wonderful game. I wish they would have made Black Ops 2 with more of the Vietnam era stuff. I really like that. But again, everyone has their favorites, but this was impressive. I would still like to see them do something more with this story if possible. I mean, a lot of people, like my brother-in-law, I played tons of the zombie level. When I go over to his house, he likes to play the zombies. which I'm not real big on. It's okay. I don't last too long on it. He's really good at it. But it's a lot of fun. I've played split screen with this. I've had a lot of fun with this Black Ops in just every way possible. I don't think I've played this one online, but I have done a lot of split screen with it and the zombies. And then my nephew even goes and does a little Black Ops arcade thing where he goes inside and it's a super high level and score in the arcade game, and it's very impressive. But this is a masterpiece. I love Black Ops. The next one after that is Modern Warfare 3. Now this one I pre-ordered. I actually got the big poster, then I gave it to my nephew, and at the last minute I changed my pre-order to, I think it was Battlefield 3 or whatever it was at the time, and never picked it up till just recently. I got it the other day. I was enjoying Modern Warfare 2 so much. I had to see how the story continued and developed. So I was, became like a crack addict to see how it all worked out. And Modern Warfare 3 was exceptional. I like it probably equally with 2. It's more of a roller coaster ride. It's like the real big, A-ticket rides at Disneyland, with just incredible set-piece moments all over the world. Wonderful shooting. It looks slightly more refined in many respects, I think, than Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2, but I really love this game. I've never played any of the split-screen maps on this, although I have on Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty 4, but I'm anxious to try the different maps on this one. But this is an amazing game. I've had so much fun. This game actually prompted me to do this little Call of Duty deal, which I'm really excited about. Now, after that came out, what was it, 2012 Black Ops 2 came out. Now, I pre-ordered the game. I got the strategy guide with it. The game was okay. I enjoyed the campaign till I got to the strike missions. Now, later I found out you didn't have to do the strike missions, although I think it could affect the story differently. So I may go back and pick that one up and try to get through it again. Maybe I just should have given it more of a chance. I did like the music, the setting. I actually was enjoying the campaign up to a point. So I may have to go back. And I think I watched about half of Phil at DSP. I watched half of his playthrough of the game. And then I just got on to something else and forgot all about it. But that was really cool. There was also a Black Ops Declassified for the PS Vita that came out in 2012. I got a little cheat sheet here with my dates on it. And I've never played that. For those that have the impressive Vita, it could be a fun game. I would imagine it'd be probably a go-to game on the Vita. And then, of course, we got the brand new Ghost, 2013, the new Ghost, which you can get on the regular, Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. I really wanted to see the graphics in 1080p on the PlayStation 4 in this, and I'm dying to play this. It was like a 25 or 30 minute install, 49 gigabytes. It's a huge chunk of my hard drive, but I cannot wait to play this. I'm almost done with the World at War, and then I'm going to dive into this, and then I'm also going to dive into these wonderful old school games. I can't wait. Now that I got my composite cable set up, I want to play the Finest Hour and then replay the Big Red one, but this time on the PlayStation 2. So anyway, that's a little bit of my feelings about the Call of Duty series. It's a wonderful FPS series. I really like it. I don't have the burnout from it because maybe it's because I don't play it online constantly. I've got friends of mine who live just about a mile from me. And my friend and his son-in-law live in the same house, and they have like 2 TVs back to back, and they go play with their clans night after night. I mean, almost every night I go on, they're playing one of the either Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops, 1 or 2 in multiplayer, and love it. They're obsessed with it. That's all they play. They don't even play the campaign. I don't think they've never ever played the campaigns. I think they started to play one of them and gave up. All they care about is the multiplayer. They're rated up in the top, one of them was rated like in the top 1,800 in the world or something, really up there. So it's a big thing. I go over and I'll watch them play it. It's addictive just to sit and watch. As you sit there, pounding beers and play this multiplayer. So I see the attraction. It's just not for for me, I wouldn't last more than, I'd be, killed with campers or whatever immediately. I have tried one of the, Black Ops 1, I think I went on and tried online. I didn't last very long. I just kept getting killed instantly. And it was just put a bad taste in my mouth. Maybe if I played with some good friends or something like that, it'd be fine. Again, I like the split screen, but I take nothing away from it. If you love the series for the multiplayer and you're having a blast with it, I think that's wonderful. Everyone gets something out of it. To me, I will only play just the single-player campaign in this, And that's more than enough for me, and I'll probably replay it on a hardened level or something like that. So it's a fantastic series. I love FPS games. I wish they'd come back to some more World War II ones. I would love to see like a World at War, Chapter 2 or something would be fantastic. I think it would sell well. If it was marketed right, I think it would sell. The World War II ones, it's like the outcome. You know who the victor is, you know the good guys, you know the bad guys. Things are a little bit blurred with the Modern Warfare series. It's kind of, it's more of a grim thing. It's kind of depressing in a way. As cool as they are, I do like the killer weapons. Using like the SAW and the P90, and a lot of the guns are just awesome. It just really is a blast. I really had a lot of fun with this Modern Warfare series, and I'm glad I listened to my friends and played it. I've had so much fun. This series is fantastic. I would rate all of these games really, really well. The only one I can't rate is the Finest Hour, which I have here, but every other one, I'd give them all, between a 7 and a 10 on a 1 to 10 if I had to. They're all fantastic games, solid FPS games that have paved the way for other FPS games. So, I hope you like my little deal here. This is a series that I love, and I just wanted to share it with you. So, thanks so much for watching, my friends. Enjoy your games, whether they're FPS games, MMOs, RPGs, whatever they are. Have a blast with your games. And thanks for watching.
Jackpot. Home secure. Aren't you, son of a bitch? Bring him in for interrogation. We'll extract any intel he has on Makarov.